Sunday. Today is my 2 months since the surgery. So I have a lot of information for you today, but the first thing that I wanted to do is on Tuesday of this week will be the birthday of one of my aunts who died in 2014, and I just wanted to wish her a happy birthday. You know, she's not with us anymore. She had to have brain surgery when I was younger, and because of faults with the doctors and things like that, it caused a lot of problems with her life after the surgery. And I want to say it was in 91, and she lived to be till 2014, and she gave a lot of inspiration to a lot of people because they told her after she had gone without blood for a while and it caused brain damage, and she was paralyzed on I think it was the right side of her body. She had to learn how to do everything again, and they told her that she wouldn't live. They told her that she'd never walk again, and she made up her mind that she was going to, and she did. She walked, she wrote, she did everything, and she was an inspiration to a lot of people, and I have to say I miss her a lot. I used to talk to her a bit. I had moved down to Homa, which is bayou country, for a year or so when I was younger, and when I was newly on my own, and she was a lot of inspiration to me. So I just wanted to say happy birthday to her, and I miss you, Rosie. And so now we are going to get into my stats for the week. I didn't really lose a whole lot of weight this week. My weight this week was 197.8. It's only down 1 hundredths of a pound, but it's still some. I'm still under 200 pounds. I'm not gaining, I'm still losing. Since the beginning of this year, though, that's down 40.2 pounds. Since surgery, it's down 24.4 pounds. So I am excited about that. I know it's little steps. I know this. This week, my BMI dropped to 33.95. It was 34.09 last week, so it's only down 0.14. But overall, since January, it's down 6.23, and it's down 4.19 since surgery. So surgery, I have the date on here as 2/14. I had surgery on 2/15, so I didn't actually do measurements the day I had surgery because first thing in the morning I had surgery. So I didn't actually do the measurements. I did all the measurements the day before. My body fat percentage has gone down. This week it is at 39.87, which is down 2.29% from last week at 42.14. In January, my body fat percentage was 61.71, which is down 21.8, which is amazing to me. And then since surgery, my surgery percentage was 50.8, and that's down, so I'm down 10.93% since surgery. My measurements, I was extremely happy about this week. My measurements this week, I was down, this is from surgery. This is the stats. Since surgery, I am down 6 inches on my waist. I am down 0.5 inches on each thigh. I'm down 5 inches on my hips. Each bicep is down 4 inches. My chest is down 5 inches, and my neck is down 1 inch. So that is really good. For the week, I didn't put it in the stats, but for my waist, I was down 1 inch. For my size, I was down 0.5 of an inch. For my hips, I was down 1 inch. So I did go down this week for my stats, and I'm very excited about that. I'm going into my rest week. This coming week that's starting today is going to be my workout rest week. I am going to do some yoga. And on Thursday, I'm going to bring you a yoga routine. But I am I have done 6 weeks of a weight training regimen, and then after 6 weeks they recommend you take a week off, and then you start another 6 weeks after that, after your week off. And I've done a whole 6 weeks, so this next week is going to be my rest week, and then next week is going to be, the week after that is going to be a new set, and I'm going to be working out with weights 3 days a week and doing cardio 7 days a week. This past week I did 7 days of cardio. On Monday and on Friday I did weight training, and on Mondays I typically do a push routine where you push weights, you push up, you push down, you push out. And then on Fridays I do pull weights, which is you're pulling down, you're pulling to you, things like that. And that was my workout for the past 6 weeks. And on Monday and Fridays is when I did the weights. On Monday through Friday I would do 3 times a day. I walked 1 mile, whether it was on the treadmill or around my neighborhood. 3 times a day, usually first thing in the morning. I would do my weights, and then I would do a mile of walking. And then on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, I would do just walking. JR would do his weights. Well, I would typically do a 1.5 mile in the morning. In the afternoon, or at lunchtime, I would do 1 full mile 5 days a week. And then in the afternoons, usually around 4 o'clock, we would do another 1 mile walk. Some days around the neighborhood, some days on the treadmill. We would go up to the gym and we would do a mile on the treadmill. And then on Saturday and Sundays, we would walk the neighborhoods and do the 1 mile 3 times a day. And this next week we're going to continue with the cardio. We're still going to be walking 3 days a week. We are still going to be doing all the walking. Have moved my steps from, my dietitian had recommended doing 7,500 steps a day. And since surgery over the past 3 weeks, I have done 10,000 steps a day instead of the 7,500, trying to move up my step goals and move up my weight working out goals. So I have done, for the past 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks, I have done 10,000 steps. I do have a Fitbit that I wear every day, and I make sure and count my steps. I count all the calories that I eat. I have not gone over 1,200 calories at all this week. I have stuck between 900 and 1,200 calories for the whole week. I have made a point to get at least 100 grams of protein every single day, and I am trying to keep my carb count under 50. Most of this week, though, it was about 60 grams of carbs, but I am trying to cut that down. Most of my carbs come from my protein shakes and my creamer from my coffee, but I am changing creamers. I am using a sugar-free sweetener. It's that I got at Walmart. It's a sugar-free sweetener so that I don't have to use as much creamer. I'm only using 1 ounce of creamer instead of 3 to 4 ounces of creamer. So that's going to cut down my carbs. And I found some, it's chicken patties with artichoke and mozzarella, and they are so good. I had one for lunch today and it's really good. And I have also found a recipe for keto biscuits and keto cheese biscuits, which I will be bringing to you in the next couple of weeks. So please stay tuned for that, because those are really, really delicious. But I wanted to make them first before I put them on here to make sure that I like them, because sometimes you make a keto recipe and it just doesn't taste right. But the biscuit recipes that I've made so far have been so good. I use almond flour instead of using regular flour, and I substitute some other ingredients that are high in carbs with some low carb options. So those have been very, very good for me. I've really enjoyed finding new recipes. The Beartastic app that I use, and I will try to show a link. I know I haven't quite figured out how to put link for the mobile apps in the description. I'm still working on that. I'm still new to YouTube, so doing links like that I'm still learning how to do. But the Beartastic app that I use for my food is linked directly to my dietitian at Ochsner, and my dietitian and my my surgical team can look at my progress to see how I'm doing, because that app, actually I put all my measurements in, as well as all food, all liquid, and all of the exercise that I do, all is in one app. And my dietitian and my bariatric team with Oshner can see all the progress and everything that I'm doing. Every so often I'll get a little email from my dietitian if I start eating something I really shouldn't be, or if I have ice cream more than one time a week, she'll send me a message and say, you really shouldn't be eating too much of that. You need to watch those carbs. And it's kind of like a reminder. JR also does it. JR watches everything that I put in my mouth, and JR is very very quick to tell me, oh, you shouldn't be eating that. Remember how you felt. Remember how you felt when you did something you shouldn't have, when you ate something you shouldn't have, or when you eat too fast. Because I have on occasion not felt great from doing things like that. So he reminds me, he keeps me in check. And I know he does it because I used to do it for him when he first had the surgery, when he went through the first year of his surgery. I would do it for him. I would pay attention to what made him feel sick and things like that. That way, whenever he went to eat the same thing, I would remind him, remember how that made you feel? And he does the same thing for me, and it's really good. Tomorrow we have a video going up about how our relationship has been over the pandemic and what we've learned about spending so much time together. And we check each other, but then we don't, we're honest, we talk to each other, we're very, very honest with each other. That's something that's very important to us. But we also give each other space. Something that's very, very important is that even though we're in a small house, we still have our own spaces, and we stay out of each other's space unless invited in. It's kind of how it is. And it makes it easier to separate and to not get on each other's nerves. So we have a video going up tomorrow about that. But today I wanted to talk about my weight loss. I'm still feeling really great. My clothes are fitting me so much better. They really are. I am going to try, hopefully next week, I'm going to try out some of my old clothes and video, and tape it so that you can see how much some of my old clothes are just fitting so much better. I have so much more confidence. I never wore spaghetti strap dresses, or I never showed like my chest, like this part of my chest and my arms. And I still have, the flab here and the flab here, and I know that it's skin, and I know that. But I have so much more confidence now. I wore a dress yesterday that was like a spaghetti strap dress, and I was confident. I went to Walmart, I went to Sam's, and I went shopping, and I didn't care. I didn't get any looks, not that I noticed, but it's like, I know a lot of that was in my head, old things going on in my head. People will think you look fat and this and that, and it's just not there. And now I feel so much better about myself since I've had this surgery. Now I don't have any updates as far as my health. My doctor is still waiting for all of the test results to come in. I spoke with her nurse on Wednesday, and they were still waiting on 1 or 2 tests to come in. I'm going to send a message on Monday to find out if they've gotten all the tests so that I can find out what's going on. But I'm still right now up in limbo until I find out exactly what's going to happen with this, if I have to have surgery again or not. So hopefully I won't. Hopefully it's just something they can treat with medication, but I'm still in limbo. So that's the non-update about that. And then with my weight and everything, I'm still losing. I'm losing slowly. Some days I lose more than others, but I'm not stressing out about it. I'm not. I feel better. I have more energy. I feel amazing. All of my cholesterol numbers, my sugar levels, my health is getting so much better. I feel better. And that was the whole purpose of having the surgery and losing weight. I know the weight will come, or I will lose the weight, and I know that, and I just have to wait. I have to be patient, and I've learned to have that patience and to enjoy how I feel right now, because I feel really great. So I will be back, like I said, on Thursday. I'm going to be bringing to you a yoga routine. It's just a basic yoga routine for anybody starting out, and I started out doing this particular routine long before I even thought about surgery. I like to stretch, I like to meditate. So I'm going to bring this routine to you, and it's something that anybody can do. It's only about maybe 15 to 20 minutes. It's something I used to do in the mornings when I first wake up to help me get my day motivated. So I will bring that to you on Thursday, and then I'll be back again next Sunday with another update video. So I hope that you come back and like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.